YouTube, new family, Daniel back for another video. It's been 3 days since my last video, and something told me to just come on here and record, give some wisdom. A lot has happened. 3 days in this life feels like 2 weeks in my old life, just because there's no distractions. I don't distract myself anymore with vices and women and going out and drugs and partying and DJs and this feeling and that feeling, and it's over here and it's in a different country and planning to travel. And I already have a trip going to Brazil, but that was just my conscious telling me to go. It was never planned of like months before saying, oh, I'm going to be in Brazil by February. I had another trip planned with a old friend, and something in my conscience told me to cancel it and go to Brazil. And it's all my conscience, it's God just guiding me, and that is the life I live now, just being guided by the one that gives us all life, and allowing myself to do that. And that is where I've come to this point where I've been able to discover my gift more and more. Everyone's gift is spiritual. I made a video about this before, and the way to get there is aligning yourself. Like I said, removing all the distractions. The vice is number one. The bad habits. So waking up before 5 every day, every single day. Doesn't matter if it's your birthday, your mom's birthday, your dad's birthday, girlfriends, if it's Easter, Hanukkah, New Year's, whatever it is. You wake up before 5. You track your food every day. It's very important, knowing what your body needs, and how to get in a physique that you are proud of and admire and respect. The gym, of course, training every day. For the habits, of course, because when you're going into this, your habits are probably escaping with drugs, alcohol, smoking, women. For men, women, maybe just partying and just the whole nightlife, fast life. That's escape. It's not fun, or this idea of fun that you believe, like I believed, is like, oh, the feeling, and it's fake. You're escaping your life, and you search that feeling more and more. So you go on a trip, or go party for a weekend somewhere, or in your city, and then the whole week you're like thinking about that feeling, and that weekend was so good, and you have to like get a better feeling, and it's just feelings are chasing feelings, and it's fake. You're never at peace. You can never attain peace if you live that life. You only attract more thoughts of the devil, and you're never fulfilled. All the chasing I did in that time, for 3-4 years, no matter the women I got, their experiences, or the sex I had, or the drugs I tried, or the DJs I saw, and whatever experiences I wanted that I achieved, it was never enough. There's always something lacking, and there's always something more you need. Like there's a little bit more of like, why is it not this? Why is it not that? And like I said, no matter the experience, it's always going to be the same thing until you find that it's spiritual, that your spirit is longing for something, and that it's God, it's Jesus, the Holy Spirit. It's what brought you here. It's the answers or the questions you couldn't answer, and the things that happened you couldn't understand. That's Jesus guiding you. But when you're lost in your vices and bad habits and lusts and feelings, then you believe you're in control, and you want to have that feeling as often as possible. You live basically on Pleasure Island, and you realize that it's fake. And in this life, when you remove all distractions, like I said, 3 days feels like 2 weeks, in my old life, because I was never actually present. I was never actually at peace. I was never actually happy within, admired myself, trusted myself, loved myself, no matter what happened externally or what I got, money, women, physically, I was never actually building a body I was proud of, because I was always recovering from something, a night out or drugs or women or whatever it was. But externally, whatever I got, it was never enough. Like I said, the feeling you're looking for is Jesus. It's God. It's the Holy Spirit. Hard to, understand this and internalize this when you're an ego and you're watching this right now, and your life is based around, the weekend and the parties and the women you're going to meet and the dates and this and that and the feeling, and Ibiza with this, and Tulum, and all these, places you're looking at to escape. Realize it's all fake. All the feelings you're getting are fake, and the only way to be at peace in this life is not more of this world. It's not more parties or more drugs or threesomes or foursomes or fivesomes or orgies or anything sexual or anything, with vices or drugs. It's removing, letting go. And that is how I'm able to get to this place where I'm at peace. I can record this video and not need anything. I don't need, someone beside me. I don't need sex right now. I don't need to take some ecstasy or some Molly so I can, feel high, and because it's the weekend and, I worked hard, so it's my escape, so I can, just let go. Letting go is letting go of stories and that perception that you need to feel something. That feeling is a devil trapping you. You're a prisoner to feelings. It's not real. And the work we do is I help you. I literally get on a call with you one-on-one, and we speak, and I give you the path that's led me here the past few months, and I could just see what you need to let go of, the stories you carry. Everyone carries stories to an extent. The more free you are, the more you're with God. I made it real about this. But people with the most stories are the most closest with the one below, and they believe they're in control, and they believe they don't need anything or anybody, and they believe everything is in their hands. But it's a fake narrative. It's a story you believe that the devil's making you believe. So your true power doesn't come to you. Your true power is spiritual. Your true power is letting go. Find the inner kid flowing, being in spirit, being guided by that. Your spirit has all the answers. It's the map you're looking for. It's the fulfillment, the peace, the love, the gratitude, the not needing, the removing lack. It's all of these things that you're looking for that are within your spirit. And it sounds woo-woo, or like weak or vulnerable, but it is the path. And like I said, I lived the other path, and I can't go back to that. I can't go back to waking up at 10 a.m. after being out until 3 or 4, even 7 at times, waking up at 12 or 2 because I was on drugs or chasing a feeling with a DJ and with a girlfriend at the time, and we were just both escaping, using our flesh, using our bodies to just have that relationship that was just superficial. And at that point, that's when I went on this path. And since then, I've just grown so much, just letting go of everything, even like smartwatches I had before, people that weren't helping me grow spiritually, relationships, habits, ways of thinking, things I was, doing, things I was giving feelings to. It's so many different things that, on this path you learn about yourself. And now I'm in a place where I'm just looking to flow. Like I have salsa in a few hours and just flowing, finding something that you can do that helps you flow, but you have to remove. Removing is the way. The society tells you to add over and over and over, but I can look at you on the call and read your energy and say, okay, you're telling me one thing, but you're actually over here, and you have to remove this and this and this. And it goes step by step, but once you remove and have faith to remove, because it's all faith, you only remove in faith. You can't remove in fear. Fear doesn't let you remove, it wants to add. Fear wants to add or control, or oh no, it's fine, I can keep that, but I can actually add this, because you're scared of letting go. When you have faith, you let go in love, and it's gonna feel weird, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna be this story that you're removing, this feeling of maybe pain or discomfort, but it's perfect because you're removing the programming. The whole thing you have to do is remove the programming society has given you, that is about a feeling, it's about chasing pleasure, it's about something external like money or material thing or relationship. And when you have that love, that feeling of love, then you're complete. Or when you have that feeling of money and freedom, and you're complete. Or when you have that body, those abs, and you're complete. It's all selling you feelings. It's all the commercials you see, feelings, movies, feelings, TV shows, music. Everything is selling you a feeling, but it is frequency you have to choose every day. The habits, you wake up before 5, it's for frequency. You don't feel the best. You don't feel like Superman and just jump up and do a front flip every time you wake up, but it's for the frequency that you keep. The macros, you don't feel like weighing your food every day and eating the same thing essentially to give your body the nutrients it needs, but you do it because it's for frequency. It keeps your flesh under control. The training as well, flesh under control. You don't make excuses to not train and put your body through that suffering it needs in order to grow. Removing the vices, not listening to, that's the biggest one. The biggest one the biggest stories you're sold on vices, you know, like, oh, I need to smoke and I need to do this, have the shot, or drugs, or whatever it is, your vices, maybe casual sex, and you always need to be on a date and sleep with somebody like me. It's a feeling, it's fake. I haven't had sex in probably 8, 9 months now. It's perfect. I don't need it. You know, I actually prefer not to have it, especially if it's going to be flesh, if it disconnects me. And the way I connect now is crazy, and the growth I've had is, you know, I just see it as flesh. I don't want just flesh. I don't want just me going inside somebody, and then, you know, like, it's, you're exchanging energy, exchanging frequency, and, you know, there has to be a connection first. And this is somewhere I never thought I'd be, and it's crazy, but the work I've done and the way I see the world now is completely different. It's almost like I'm seeing it at like a level above, because it's spiritual. You remove the flesh, you remove this like tie you have to the flesh you believe is real. Like I said, I had this story that I need to have sex like 3 times a day, like 3 years ago. Now I'm at a place where I don't need it. You know, I actually find I don't need to masturbate. I don't need to watch porn. I don't need to message women, or, you know, get lost in lust and whatever it is. I'm at peace. I could just record this video, watch salsa, go to salsa, connect, you know, spiritually with somebody, or, you know, yeah, spiritually have that connection and dance, and that's it. I don't need to get their number after and see if I'm gonna fuck them, or be with them, you know, or yeah, sleep with them as fast as possible. It's just being with that connection. So yeah, I didn't like swearing there, but, you know, you improve. It's one thing I'm gonna try to remove as I'm, you know, going about this journey, because yeah, just there's no need to really do it unless I'm trying to get a point across. That it sometimes helps. But the point is, this life is attainable by anybody. I don't feel I'm better than anybody. People may feel like I come off as arrogant, but, you know, anybody watching, I can get you to this level as faster than I got here. You know, it took me 7 months to be where I'm at. I can get you there in 2, 3. If you really have faith and put your faith in me and realize that the path you're on is not real, and it's not a path you can get on that's somebody like, you know, that where I was, where they're going down with their ego. Some people, you know, people I know in life that I've spent time with, they're just down that path, and you can't help them. You can tell them everything, you can show them, you can, you know, send them messages, but they have to hit their low in order to see the light. And that's what that's what had to happen to me, and it was perfect. And now I'm here and I can't go back. And the same thing has to happen for anybody watching. If you're watching this video, it's maybe you've hit that low, or you're about to, and you realize the things you're chasing are fake and are all illusion. And you're like, what's going on here? Like, it's been a couple years and I still feel the same, and there's still something missing when I started 5 years ago. Like, then you're trying to understand that you're not going to be fulfilled with no matter what external you add. Then I can help you, but in faith. And faith is what's going to give you the biggest transformation. Not more fear, not more control, not more, you know, adding, you know, which is what you're doing now, adding a feeling. You know, if it's this, then I get that feeling. You think feeling is fulfillment. Feeling is not fulfillment. Fulfillment is frequency. You're not needing the flesh. You're not needing external things. You essentially aligning yourself, living your purpose, and you just raise your frequency. You just raise your frequency, and it's habits, and it's work, and it's internal work, and it's letting go, and you just raise slowly, and you set yourself free. You give yourself power. You record videos. You speak. You have to speak, you know, what's on your mind. It's not just thinking and like, swallowing your problems, as it's called. You have to speak whatever's on your mind. Everything's on my YouTube, things I've gone through, or situations that I would normally just hold and, you know, make stories about, and maybe post a little bit on Instagram, and, you know, make like these like comments I used to do. People like me before, they go through something, but they post it online and they don't speak about it. They don't like set it free. And that's the way to actually grow in this life. So this is something I want to give everybody. This video is to show you that you can be in a place where you're at peace, where you don't have to chase, you don't have to create more stories, you don't have to follow stories, you don't have to feel this empty void and replace it with something external, like a relationship or somebody, sex or drugs or alcohol or parties or a city you move to or a country or a movie or a TV show, and like you're chasing a feeling and a feeling and a feeling and a feeling, and you're never actually fulfilled. It's because you don't have yourself, your spirit. You're removing more of your spirit every time you chase a feeling, and it's fake. It's not real. And I want you guys to be at a place where I'm at, where you're at peace. everything you have is perfect. Everything that happens to you is perfect. You don't have to create a story about that. I made that on my Instagram, a post, and you have to simply just let go and realize that the control is with God. And I pray every day, especially when I wake up, go to bed, thank God for the day, because He gives me another day. I don't need anything else. I don't need anything externally, because I have the day. Everything He wants me to have will come. And like I said, I have faith that everything external will come as long as I align myself. And I want to have it when I have peace. And, I'm free and don't have more stories. And, I can have something external, but I have 10 more stories that I have to battle with. It doesn't make sense to have. So step by step, we grow. Step by step, we set ourselves more free. And we'll do more videos like this. Somebody tells me to do it every day if I can. But it's just speaking, giving wisdom, because long form I can actually flow on my Instagram and do my stories. But it's 1 minute, and then you have to redo it. And I like just speaking and just essentially letting everything out and just being a vessel. But that is essentially what came to mind. I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to try to create this scenario or this feeling that's there. It's just more reflecting and give you guys where I'm at. And in the past few days, the last video you guys saw was a big revelation that the people around me will not see my gift until the world gives them feedback, but also that you make decisions based on the frequency you're in. Yesterday I was in a lower frequency environment, and it caused me to make a decision where I looked at old relationships old people I was dating, two in specific. And now that I'm looking back at it, I would never do that, because my frequency is dictated when I'm by myself. But in that environment, just the devil just comes. So you have to also be aware of your frequency in terms of the environment you're in. That's why removing the vice is the biggest thing. If I give you 3 habits right now that will change your life, it would be wake up time, it would be training every day, and it would be the macros. Something I thought about today in the gym, because the wake up time, if you set a wake up time before 5, you remove all the vices, meaning you're not going to go out anymore. You're not going to get lost in drugs and alcohol and women and all these external things, the lifestyle, and staying up late, because you have to pay your wake up time. And if you want to sleep adequately, 6, even up to 9 hours, men watching, you're gonna have days where you need it. Women, of course, you need 8 to 12 hours. But the wake up time would vary. That's depending. This is for men. So if you're gonna wake up at the same time every day, you have to have adequate sleep. So you're gonna remove all these, nights out, drugs, and all these things you're doing, escaping essentially. You remove that. And with the training every day, you also need more sleep on top of the sleep you're getting, because you're training every single day, and you're getting your body into that shape, a lean shape where you have abs. You're proud of yourself. You can look in the mirror and be like, crazy, this is me. That's where that's the point you get to, and then you can start varying from there. If you want to bulk up, but you have to get as lean as possible. You have to be able to see your abs. You are able to adjust things once you are able to see your abs and you're as lean as possible, and you feel like you're 18 years old again. That is when you're on the right path. And then the macros are the biggest thing, because realizing it or not, people's biggest devil is food. For many people, especially if you're fat, obese, that's your biggest devil, and the thing that actually keeps you away from God. So when you track your macros, you know exactly what's going in every single day, and you keep it regimented, and there's no room for slacking and overeating and going to buffets and just eating more carbs than you should or more fats than you should. You have everything regimented. So protein, fats, carbs. And if you do those 3 things for 3 months and don't miss your wake up time, training every day, and the macros, you will see how fast your life changes. Those are 3 habits I'm going to give you to start implementing. This is how you can begin to separate yourself from the normal, the rest, move towards becoming the 0.1%. I made a masterclass about this as well. And everything automatically will remove itself. You can't drink and smoke and have vices and be waking up at the same time every day and tracking your food and going to the gym every day. You have to choose one or the other. You can't have this lifestyle of, doing something every single day, like these 3 things I mentioned, and believe you can get lost in women at night and drugs and whatever it is, the vices you have. You have to choose one. So you choose this life with those 3 habits and start there. And then, I can really change and transform things from there, because you start to get understanding that your flesh is not in control of you. It's not what's gonna command you and dictate your life. It's all from above. But if you first get control, like I said, with these habits. So training every day is gonna be, one of the biggest ones with the wake up time and the macros. And, that's gonna set you on a different level. And then from there you start to, read as well. But I would say those three, work on those. Then you can start reading self-help books, reflecting, and documenting. But those three are the biggest things that I've seen that transformed me from normal guy chasing feelings to someone where I was just suffering continuously and found God. And now I'm in a place where I can give my gift to the world and help you set yourself free day by day, resetting every day. But those three habits, if I had to do it over, those are the biggest ones that, made the biggest difference and set me just on a different level. So that is the video. I'm gonna go enjoy salsa, get ready. Still in the red light because it's winter here, but it is perfect. And I'm able to add salsa and go later than usual because I've mastered the habits and I don't miss. I can't miss. It's impossible for me to miss. I do it for God. I don't do it for me anymore. But if you're watching this video and you're an ego and you want to control, you have to do it first for yourself and then realize it's for God. So I hope you guys got some wisdom on how to grow, with the habits and the ways that you can literally just separate yourself with 3 simple things you do every day. And then from there, it's just changing everything else. So that's the work we do one-on-one. You can follow me on my Instagram. That's where we can connect. You can see my wisdom, how I speak, how I live, the habits I live, and I don't miss. Every single day is the same, but every single day we grow more, and I set myself more and more free so I can help the world with my gift and set you guys free. So it's all spiritual, and like I said, you have to first hit the bottom and find the devil in order to grow and be able to find where you're supposed to be, which is with your purpose, with your creator, and peace and grateful, and understanding that everything is frequency and coming to you when you are ready, because God knows when you're ready. His timing is perfect and he never misses. Never too early, never too late. So thank you, God, once again for being able to do this, give wisdom and peace, and just flow. So God bless. And if you guys stay till the end, much love. But as always, until next time, keep killing it.